Holy shoot. No, who we kidding? Holy shit. Wow. Yo, what's going on, Arkansas Razorback fans, SEC fans everywhere? Welcome to the one and only Pig Trail Network live show. Thank you guys so much for being here. Despite the fact that I said I wouldn't have a post-game show, I lied. Clearly a lie. If you guys would, either now or later, after the live show, like the video, the likes, thumbs up this bad boy, okay? Let's celebrate together. What a win. Wow. Please be sure and check out all the links down below in the description box below the video. There's a Hog Talk podcast link, so you can keep up with us there. And, all the episodes going down over there. Of course, there's the Patreon link. Shout out to all the Patreon supporters. I really do appreciate you guys. And, of course, if you don't feel like doing the monthly thing, which is $4 a month on the Pig Trail Network Patreon, there's a PayPal donation link provided for you as well down below. The old tip jar, as we call it. I said Arkansas would lose this game. I felt like it would be close. I felt like this would be a hell of a lot, leaning in Alabama's favor, and oh my goodness. Yeah, they were missing their best defender, but what a win. Holy cow, what a win. You're gonna come home and play Auburn, and you had to have this game. And we said this last night on last night's live show. Was that yesterday? What is today? Yeah, it was last night. These next three games were huge, and this is the way you get off. This is the right way to get things going. This is in the right direction. This is huge, right? You're coming up. Got my money falling off my. Oh my goodness! So you lose that heartbreaker to South Carolina, but then you go on the road. You get the dub against Alabama. Did I hear them right? It's been 6 years since Alabama's beaten Arkansas. Did I hear that right? Is that right? Because I don't have a media guide in front of me, so I don't know. I can't. I didn't know it was that long. How does it feel, Bama, to have a losing streak to somebody? Even if it were 4-3 years, I'd take it. What a game. Now, I got to be honest. I had the whole reason why I wasn't entirely sure, and I couldn't remember last night, but I was thinking in the back of my head, I don't think I'm going to be able to go live because we got something going on. We had a birthday party tonight at my in-laws' house out in Fayetteville, well, the other side of Tawnytown. So that's where my in-laws are, and I didn't think we would be home, and I didn't think I'd get a chance to catch much of the game. And I got to catch, I would say, a strong 75% of the game. But I am just the tenacity that this team plays with, the physicality that they're willing to play with, despite having not a lot of depth, not having size. It's like they overcome this every single game. Granted, the last few minutes are pretty rough in most of these games. It's just amazing to see them respond the way that they have this year. It's absolutely incredible. Our players need to make free throws. Yeah, Mason Jones at the free throw line. Holy cow. Man, that was what a win. Beat Bama in another, let's see. I don't have my glasses. Hang on, let me get the glasses on because this all looks like, this is all blurry to me at the moment. Man. Ugh. Let's see. All right. Chaney was huge. Mason does what Mason do. Great team dub. Couldn't agree more. Doug Stubbs just Patreoned you. Ooh. Thank you, Doug. You're the man. I appreciate that. I wish there was a way like I could get alerts. On Twitch, they do this thing where like you have this fireworks, oh my God, someone, has joined your Patreon or subbed to your channel. You can't do that here. I get emails, but I got my phone like off to the side and I'm not really paying attention. But thank you. I appreciate that. Chaney tonight was big. Chaney was huge. Mason does what Mason do. Great team dub, says Rodney. I agree. Like and share the video. Thank you, John. You're the man. John Cunningham. Coming to a theater near you. Sounds like a Sylvester Stallone. John Cunningham. This summer's hot blockbuster. Our players need to make free. I already read that. My bad. Chaney was awesome. Auburn is up 70-66. Yeah, I did not see that happening. I really thought Kentucky was going to win that. I have no idea what's going on with that game. Chaney's play allowed this win. Sure did. Jones and Witt did what they do, but Chaney was huge. He was. Chaney, and it's like he's had a short leash on him all year. And finally, he kind of let him hang around a little bit. That's what I heard, 6 years. Yeah, I couldn't believe that. I was like, wait, what? 6 years? We have a win streak against Bama? I'll take it. I will take it. Never seen Mason Jones in such a foul shooting. I know, Mr. Runner. I agree. I got to pull his numbers up here in just a second, but I think it was bad at the free throw line for him. He hasn't done that all year. Alex Strecker, nothing against Isaiah Joe, but we just don't look better in scoring, but more fluid. Jones and Witt are the dynamic duo the last half of the season. I agree with that. Witt has been do or die, baby. Do or die, and I love it from Witt. Mason Jones is going to do what Mason Jones does. He's typically, he's north of like 89, 90% at the free throw line. And the guy shot horrible. Just think how the score probably, how this would have affected the score down the stretch of the game when you're shooting your typical 90%, right? Maybe you wouldn't have had that bumpy final 5 minutes if you make your free throw shots, but that's what I heard. Yeah, 6. Okay, never. Yeah, but I do agree, Alex. Joe, and I liked what they said. Isaiah Joe's right now at this point, he's just a distraction, and other teams are figuring him out. I still am not sold on him being 100%. I think he sat on the bench at one point. I want to say he was on the bench, if I read Twitter correctly, and I know it's not the greatest place for information all the time, but I think they'd said something like 7 or 8 minutes he was on the bench. I still don't think he's 100%. I just don't. I just don't. Auburn beating Kentucky. Yep, I saw that. Mace was 4 of 10 from the stripe. Kelly Marie, thank you. Thanks for sharing. I think you shared on Twitter, too. You shared the content. I appreciate that. That's bad. Or they're saying 5 of 11. Regardless, it was not good. Ty, you had the Hogs losing this game. Eat crow. Again, love this team's heart and resilience. Okay. I admitted that I was wrong, buddy. Simmer down now. Zach Street, just imagine how big of an impact Chaney could have if he wasn't so inconsistent and foul happy. I agree that has worked against him. We've seen him come off the bench and get 2 fouls right off the bench within the first minute on the floor. And and that is, I get it. Sometimes you got to pull him when he's in that situation, and he has a hard time getting back on the floor and getting consistent minutes. We're going to need Joe on Tuesday against Auburn, but a huge win today. Yeah, you're going to need Isaiah Joe against Auburn. I agree, 100%. He's a distraction. Teams have to figure out, and they have to worry about him. Even if he's not making his shots, he still serves a purpose. He's not shooting like he was. He's not shooting like he was up until a couple games into conference play. I think a lot of it, it's 2 things. I think some of it has been his injury. I think his injury made it worse because that's never good. You want him at 100%, and but also that, and I think defenses have circled him enough. They realize what they're up against here. The obvious thing here is play heavy man, aggressive, in-your-face man defense out on the perimeter. Push him back. Don't let him break free. Don't let him force all of his shots to be contested like we saw what South Carolina did with Witt. They would not let Witt break free at all. That was just some phenomenal defense by South Carolina. Awful officiated game, though, but we won't get into that. That game is out of my mind already. But Isaiah Joe, I don't know what the answer is for him. I don't mind benching him, though. I don't. I've said that before. I said that 2 weeks ago before anybody else was calling it in chat. I said it might be a good thing to bench him. Maybe that's what you do for a little bit. Bench him, give him a couple of minutes to get his head right. And then we found out, oh, wait, he's got an injury to his leg. That's what's slowing him down. So maybe the correct thing to do since then is to give him more minutes on the pine than on the floor. Well, you know what I mean, comparatively to what he was getting. Isaiah Joe probably does need to ride the pine as long as he did tonight, but he needs to be on the floor because he is a problem for defenses. Shooters shoot, I get that. Hopefully he gets out of his funk. Hopefully he gets to 100%. I'll take a dub no matter who's responsible for it. Witt, Jones, Bailey's performance, Chaney tonight. I'll take it. I don't care. I don't give a damn. People want to get caught up. I don't give a damn. Just win the damn game. Find a way, okay? I don't know. Ty, keep being wrong on your losses. Well, I've been pretty accurate, actually. I think I've only been wrong on 2 losses this year, Doug. So, I don't know about keep being wrong. I think I've been okay. Like, my overall this year, it's been pretty. Listen, when I put Arkansas in the tournament, coming into the regular season, or coming into conference play, guys, some of you were like, no, don't see it, no way, no chance in hell. Now they're at 16 wins. They're not far away from making the tournament. Those people, not necessarily everyone here, those people have kind of they're asleep. They're out cold right now. They're not coming at me. Now, when Arkansas starts to lose, or if they get into a losing streak, when they lose to Auburn, I'll hear it. They'll come right back out. That's okay. That's how this works. Oh, Lord, was that Ronnie or Sean dogging at you on your prediction? Look, you do YouTube, you're on the radio, you're on podcasts, you're gonna be wrong. And the whole thing about this is all fun. Like, I don't give a damn. I would rather be wrong on predicting a loss than the other way around any day of the week. Any day of the week. I was wrong too, but every time I say we win, we lose. Had to say we would lose. I guess just pick them to lose all the time, Kelly. Don't have to worry about Joe out indefinitely, according to SEC Network. Okay, that's news to me. I didn't know that. I saw that he was not on the floor there for, I guess, those final minutes. Eric Musselman has as many wins in the SEC this year as Chad Morris did in his total of 2 years. Grant, he did that a while back, huh? You better say we lose against Auburn. To Kelly Marie. We need you. Let's see. We need to shut Joe down and get him back for the tourneys. I don't know. You can't go that long, Clayton. You just can't. You can't go that long without Isaiah Joe. You're going to have to get – the point is get him healthy, get him 100%, get his mind right, and then get him back out onto the floor. You cannot hold him out for that long. That's just too long. I think Musselman – I think Musselman said more than just let's go get a win to these players. He tore into some ass after the South Carolina game, rightfully, so we had no business losing that game. That's a good point, Alex. I don't know why that was held for review. Officiating was much better tonight. Can we keep this bunch? I mean, they're going to miss calls, but I did think what I saw I thought was a pretty fair officiated game. And I'm not just saying that because they won. I would have said that. I was prepared to say that when Alabama took the lead back. I was prepared to say because I was complaining about the officiating. There were some calls that were just confusing to me. But overall, I thought the officiating was spot on. I was ready to say that tonight. I wasn't going to go live if they lost. I'm not going to lie. I didn't know up until 5-10 minutes to go in the game, or before the game ended, not the time left in the game. I didn't realize. I thought, okay, Arkansas's in this thing. We're home. We got the kids settled in. My wife had to run to Walmart, pick up our groceries from their what's that called? Walmart pickup. The Walmart pickup. I love that, by the way. God bless you, Walmart. Don't have to go in the store, and you end up spending more money when you could just pull up into their little orange section and pop your trunk, and they come out and they do the work for you. It's amazing. It's amazing. I love it. But and I realized, I told my wife, I said, if they win, I'm going live. I know I told them I wasn't tonight, and I didn't think I would get the opportunity, but I did because they won, and I was excited. Gotta love it. Got to love it. Tulsa making us look better. Just knocked off Wisconsin. Wow. Joe needs surgery. Whoa. Okay, then he will be out. Ty, this is John Goodman. Whoop, chat. Ty, this is John Goodman. Have you checked out my podcast called? Oh, don't. Come on. I will check it out, John. I promise. I will. I will check it out. You just hit me up today. I have a family life, John. Give me a minute. I'll try to listen tomorrow. I think I'm going to have some time tomorrow to take in some more Arkansas content. Great play today. Love seeing Chaney step up. How about Harris? Good to see him step up too. Mike Lane slaying it. Red Wolves over here trying to get free publicity. I respect the hustle. Ty, predict we will lose the NCAA tournament, please. Guys, I've only been wrong twice this year. Relax. Maybe 3 times at the most. Although my regular season, before the regular season tipped off, I did say Arkansas would be lucky to get to 16 wins, and here we are. Auburn won. Wow. I did not see that coming. I still, they lost those games They are. They're damn good. No one can deny that. I still don't believe, and they're not. They're not way ahead of the rest of the SEC, but they're pretty good. Them and LSU are the teams to beat in the SEC this year. All those people that are wrong, just like the weathermen, wrong all the time, and they still keep their job. Thank you, Tommy. I appreciate that. Walmart pickup is the shit. Isn't it, though? Isn't it? That's awesome. God bless you, capitalism. Huge, huge, huge win since 2011 CVB. So nice to see the smile on Muss's face at the end of the game. Yes, officials were way better than the last guy. Hell, I could have officiated that game against South Carolina and Bud Walton better. Me and my neighbor Alex and my buddy Duke and Carl down the street, we could have officiated that damn game better. What are these guys doing? Drinking and stoking before the game is what they were doing, huh? It's not legal recreationally yet, officials that were at Bud Walton for the South Carolina game. It will be huge if Joe, Seals, and Jones start hitting three. Someone's saying that Joe is done. I hope that's not true. But that leg has been causing some issues. Twice too many, Ty. I'm sorry, Alex. I'm sorry. Forgive me, please. Auburn 75, Kentucky 66. Wow. Just wondering, do you watch Rival? No, I don't. I don't, Tony. I really don't take in content anywhere else. I think I talked about that. Was that last night or maybe on a Pig Trail pod? I don't remember. Okay, wrong twice, Ty, but it's fun watching you watching you defend ya. Says James Winnington. I was wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll own up to it. That's the difference. Now, when those of you are wrong, there's only one or two of you. When you're wrong, you'll come out and say it. Very rarely. Kelly Marie will. Kelly will come out and say it. There's been a couple people in Discord that will absolutely own up to it. Hey, we should all own up to it, including myself. Pig-tastic. Woo Pig Suey needed that game. Rusher, that was huge. That was huge. Yeah, the refs were totally, was that cocked up? Will Witt being all SEC help him with his NBA stock? I have no idea. I don't know. He's got some. Musselman says he has some of the measurables, and he's really good at one thing, and that's something scouts pick up on and actually like. I was a little surprised to hear him say that. I kind of thought it was. I kind of thought they'd like you to do a couple things really well, but according to Musselman, you do one thing really well, you've got a shot. Let's go over these numbers really quick, huh? The game that I was wrong about. Arkansas, the final, 82-78. Yeah, how about the offensive rebounds tonight? What is the deal? 11 offensive rebounds, 34 total rebounds. Alabama did out-rebound him, but it wasn't by a ton. They had 41. Chaney tonight, 4 for 5 at the free throw line, 2 of 4, but it was really what he was doing on both ends. 11 rebounds. This cat nearly had a double-double. That's I think this was his best performance of the year. Jimmy Witt, my man Jimmy Witt, 4 for 4 at the free throw line, 11 of 19 from the floor. 26 total points, I believe. Maybe I'm wrong. I think that's a season high for him. Sills, 2 of 6 from the floor, not terrible. 1 of 4 from the 3-point range. He was 2 for 2. Everyone else shot good at the free throw line. Everyone else did okay. He ended up with 7 points. Isaiah Joe did not contribute. I guess there's something going on with him, and apparently, according to one of you in chat, he may be requiring some surgery at this moment. I'm sorry, no disrespect to you, but I'm gonna have to take that as a rumor. We can't substantiate it yet. That's just too quick. It's rare that you hear of that kind of reaction, but it could be the case. It could really explain a lot, and that's gonna hurt Arkansas down the stretch. If that is true, that will hurt them. That is one less shooter that a team has to worry about. No matter how good or bad he's been this year, you're afraid of the potential. You're afraid of how he could stretch the court out. That's also, not to mention, one more guy off your depth chart. You're already thin, but he was 0 for 3 across the board. Mason Jones shot 50% from the floor, 10 of 20, 4 of 7 from three-point range, 6 of 13. 6 of 13 from the free throw line, but he did end with yet another 30-point game. That's pretty special. Scylla did see some time tonight. Bailey saw some time, didn't do much. 0 of 3 from the floor. He did have a rebound, and then Harris came in. Harris, I thought, did really well off the bench, 11 points. He was the only productive guy off the bench. He had, let's see, how many total rebounds? 2 rebounds. Okay, I thought it was 4. I thought I saw 4. 2 total rebounds, 2 assists. He had a steal. Mason Jones tonight didn't turn the ball over too much. It had that feeling early on that, oh boy, he's going to turn. I could feel 6 or 7 turnovers with a 25-point game. I could feel that happening, and it didn't. This is fine. 2 turnovers is acceptable, especially when you consider someone brought this up in Discord. I don't remember who. I'm going to give them credit. They were right. He does handle the ball a lot. But still, 4 turnovers a game is just a little bit too much. Let's bring that down. Let's bring that number down, okay? That's not the best excuse in the world. Well, he's got the ball the most. I mean, it explains a little bit, but it doesn't explain the whole picture here. He scares me sometimes. Coming out of transition, trying to drive the lane. If he doesn't shoot, he does this thing where he tries to just throw the ball off. Maybe he's looking for an assist. I don't know, but he ends up turning the ball over every time he does that. Take the shot, get the foul, do something else. Stop worrying about trying to dish it out to somebody else. If you've got a good look, take it, baby. You're Mason freaking Jones. What are you doing? 6 of 13 at the free throw line. Not like him. I feel like he'll bounce back, though, especially at Bud Walton. Alabama, 4 of their starting 5, double digits. This is the number 1 scoring team, by the way. Number 1 offensive team in the SEC. Top 10 in the country. Arkansas just went on the road. They were without their best defender. They had their scores. They had the guys that put the points up, and Arkansas still, it's not great, but it's still sub 80, and they got the dub. That's what I'm worried about. That's all I'm concerned about. That's what they did. They got the win. They got the 28, or they held. Petty was a little bit of a problem on the boards. He had 9 rebounds, but no one really destroyed you on the boards, right? They had 41 to our 34. It's not. You don't want to get out-rebounded at all, but you're going to. We all recognize that. We all accept it. The size is an issue. But Shackelford tonight, that guy balled out, 11 of 22, 5. He hit 5 threes, but 13 attempts. 1 of 1 at the free throw line. He also had 7 rebounds with 28 points. And he only turned the ball over 1 time. They got a little bit of production. They're thin, too, I think they're down to like 7. They only had 7 guys tonight rotate total. So they were missing, not only were they missing a player already, but Forbes, by the way, I don't know if you guys caught that in the final 4 minutes. Forbes comes crashing down. He's trying to crash the boards to get a loose ball or a rebound. What does he do? He runs over 2 Razorbacks, and they call the foul on the Hogs. That's home cooking. That's okay, though. You understand it. Forbes will end up with 3 total points. Smith also came off the bench with 2. So, hell of a win. Hell of a win. I could go on and on. Love it. Ty, I love your show. You are my main Razorback info up here in Alaska. I forgot you're up in Alaska. That's right. Keep driving folks here. The business. So fun to watch. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Watching SEC now, that is where it was reported. Oh, man. Alex, you're killing me. You're killing me. I hope that is not true, man. I haven't had. As soon as the game ended, I started getting this all put together. Ty Witt scored 30 against Vandy. Okay, all right. So tonight was his second highest. Okay, thank you, Lance. I appreciate that. I didn't know that. I forgot about that. Here's an update. Overall, 60-4 refs. SEC record 4-3 refs. That's funny. I like it. Hate forced assists, get them with the flow of the game. Mason has to fake the shot when it's there. I think he meant take the shot. My bad. He's got to take the shot. I don't know why he does it. He'll drive the lane. I don't mind if you drive the lane and miss, right? As long as there's an attempt, you still have he's really good at forcing off defensive fouls, blocking fouls. He's really good at that. But when you dish the ball out, and you dish it out too soon, and it's always when another guy's not expecting it down in the paint, they won't call the foul, and then he ends up turning the ball over. It's one of the reasons why this guy averages close to 4 turnovers a game. Guys, that's too high. He's got to bring that down. Other than that, no doubt, him and Witt are just phenomenal. Sorry, Ty. Why are you in all caps? I'm supposed to take that as you yelling at me, Alex. Are you sorry, Ty? I'm kidding. I know you're not. Guys, they were talking about Jones from Alabama needing surgery on his wrist, not Joe. Okay, yeah, I said that was I hadn't seen that. Normally, I would have gotten an alert somewhere. But still, he might miss some time, though. I don't know, and he might need it. I've been saying that for a while. He's going to need. At first, I thought it was something up here. I thought it was something in his mind. We come to find out it's actually something physical. Do you think there's any chance that Coach Muss relaxes a bit too much next year since he will have much more talent and size? Zach, good question, but no. Everyone from Nevada fans, Nevada media, people who've followed him throughout his career to some degree or another, and since he's been here, this is how he is. He's intense. He's not going to let up just for the sake of letting up or because he's comfortable. That's not him. That's not in his DNA. 16 games, man. 1 game away from my preseason prediction. There you go. He's owning up a little bit. This team, no matter what they do, have exceeded my expectations for the season. John, you and me both, buddy. Me and you both. I love it. I love it. Why, oh, why are the SEC announcers so freaking horrible? I didn't think they were. There's been worse. The Indiana game, that was the worst play-by-play I've never heard. Those Big Ten announcers were terrible. Who can confirm these Joe surgery rumors? Yeah, that's just too soon. I have a hard time. I mean, I'm not saying it's not true, but that's weird that they'd have that information out already. But then again, if it's a severe enough injury, I think we can go undefeated the rest of the way. Ooh, okay, Alex. If we play like we did tonight and everyone contributes, we won't lose again unless we have the SEC refs or the SC South Carolina refs again. Joe should just sit for a week or so. We need him in March. I think you're going to need him, though. You're going to need him the rest of the year. You rest him up. I don't know the answer to that. Only Musselman does. For how much time? Is it this next game? Maybe. They did play against TCU without Joe, and they looked pretty damn good because they weren't taking as many. And someone had brought that up in our Discord. That's a good point. It kind of forced them to change and shift a little bit. You can't go too long without Isaiah Joe, though. I'm telling you. Oh, okay, my bad. Yeah, Alex, when you type in all caps, Steve Atwater, NFL Hall of Fame. Yep, he made it. Kennedy is the worst. Kennedy is so bad. I'll tell you what there. Oh, South Carolina, y'all. Oh, my goodness. Someone get me a corn dog. Oh, my nipples are hard. It's been a long day. Ty, only you think your jokes are funny. I can already hear someone typing that out right now, or an angry email. You swear too much, you son of a bitch. How many times did the camera zoom in on Nate Oates? There was one Alabama possession where they didn't even show the game because they were zoomed in on him. Yeah, they were up in his nostrils. According to Indiana announcers, Arkansas wasn't even on the court until the end of the game. I know, right? Before Governor, let's see another banner hanging. Ty equals new Elvis. You like that? Oh, baby. Oh, like I can't do it. I'll go too deep, and then it doesn't even sound like Elvis anymore. It sounds like a Cajun Elvis Presley. I just want people to know that I'm not Caps Alex. You don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be all Caps Alex. Oh, man. Your nipples are hard. What are you drinking? I haven't drank anything. I'm just tired. It's been a crazy day, and I get a little I'm excited, man. This game was awesome. This was so good. And you had that feeling in those final couple of minutes, like, oh, my God, they're going to win this thing. And I knew right then, I'm definitely going live. I can't miss this. Did anyone see Andy Kennedy and that other guy talk about 90s rap during the halftime? I can't stand him. Sometimes he's okay. He could be a little like, oh, all right, yeah, good point, right? I mean, he knows his thing. He knows what he's talking about, but he's just so annoying. I've got to meet you in person. Oh, my God. We're going to have so much fun. All right. Are we up against it here? There's we know about Hornsby. We've already talked about that in last night's live stream. He's in my book, like I said, as of yesterday and today, he's all but a hog. That's huge. That's a big one. Or Ty could go to Alaska and live stream one of those. Oh, Lord, no. I would like to visit, like, Anchorage, but not be there too long. I'd be too afraid of getting stuck up there. I know it's beautiful. I know Alaska's beautiful. I love snow. I love cold weather, but I just don't know that I could spend a whole lot of time up there. Give me Arkansas by 6 if we're in Auburn. We would lose by 20. But playing in a soul, but Celtics for life. They're winning on the road. I don't know that I would. Nobody's beaten this team by double digits. Their worst loss all year was by 7 points. No, I don't think. We'll get to Auburn. We'll cross that bridge probably on Monday. The more we'll get a chance to kind of get a bird's eye view of what they're all about. I haven't watched them play a whole lot. I got to watch them play earlier in the year. I was trying to catch them when everyone was calling them God's gift to college basketball this year. The team that was head over heels. The team that was so far ahead of the rest of the SEC. And I was like, okay, I got to catch this. And I watched a little bit. I wasn't that I was like, okay, well, yeah, they're good. Okay. All right, this is a Bruce Pearl coach team, but I don't see what they're talking about here. And here they are with a couple of losses. Now, that doesn't mean anything, right? I mean, they could go on the rest of the year with only 2, 3, 4 losses, and I still believe they could potentially be the best team in the SEC, but they weren't miles ahead of the rest of the SEC. Tonight's huge for them. Tonight is a statement win for them. No question about it, beating Kentucky, because now it's like it really is between them and LSU. Now, what we could see happen as the season goes on, and you know how this works out. You get into February, all of a sudden people start playing a different brand of basketball. They either get hot or they get cold. You remember the Mike Anderson years? He would take all of January off, for God's sakes, and then February come out and catch fire. You could see these two teams eventually separate themselves from the pack, maybe with Kentucky kind of hanging around there a little bit. Alabama tonight surprises me, but again, they were without their best defender. But you could see something of that magnitude where you see these teams start to separate themselves, or maybe tonight's a sign that Arkansas is going to take the right step in the right direction. If they hold Auburn to a single-digit loss, let's just say that's where we're at right now. Like in the back of my mind, just throwing it against the wall and seeing what sticks. Let's say I'm picking them to probably lose this game. If it's a single-digit loss, I'm still not taking them out of the tournament, because Auburn is one of the top 2, top 3 teams in the SEC. They are, I think, a legit top 15, top 10, top 12 basketball team. But I don't think they're miles ahead of everybody. Really, nobody is in college basketball this year. It's been weird. Is Baylor still undefeated? I haven't even had a chance to check the scores. But or they're not undefeated, but they had like a loss, right? Like they were one loss on the year or something like that. But they were number 1 for a little while there, and I think they still are, unless they lost. But that could change their ranking dramatically. But we'll have to wait and see. February, it's a whole new month. In my book, the way I've kept up with basketball, especially, and maybe that's because of the Mike Anderson years. Maybe that's why I'm like that, where I feel like February. But I've noticed this trend, especially in the SEC, where all of a sudden February hits, and especially those final 2-3 weeks leading into March, getting ready for the SEC tournament, these teams start to play a different brand of ball, or maybe someone comes back from an injury, or maybe, God only knows for whatever reason, but we have seen this before. So we'll wait and see. Up until what I saw, or what I've seen and heard about Auburn, did not feel like they were far and away. LSU has, I think, kind of taken that title as being the best in the SEC. It's going to be fun. February is where it gets fun and gets really interesting. Again, hopefully this is a sign of Arkansas taking the right step in the right direction. So we can't compete with the size of Auburn, and that scares me a lot. But the crowd, well, okay, Celtics, but they everyone's bigger than they are. Everybody. What Arkansas does is they play with up-tempo speed. And if you notice, and this is what killed them against South Carolina, because there were fouls on both ends of the court nonstop. My God, in heaven, they couldn't get into their tempo. They couldn't get into the brand of basketball that Musselman likes to switch to every once in a while. He likes to speed them up. He likes to get them in rhythm, get some sort of flow going on the court, especially when they're in these 2, 3, 4-minute scoring droughts. And they weren't able to do that against South Carolina, but they beat you with their speed. And when you've got a couple of bigs, if you've got a true 4 and a true 5 on the floor, Arkansas is going to have 4, maybe even 5 guards on the court. There's too much speed. And the other good thing is, even their wing, they don't really have a small guard. They don't have a midget guard like some teams do. They're all long. So they can kind of bounce inside and crash the boards a little bit. They can't box out. Everybody boxes Arkansas out. That's where they continue to get beat. Musselman's talked about that a couple of times, especially coming out of non-conference. But they're able to beat you with their speed. Overall, if they had just one big, you wouldn't be talking about Arkansas being a small team, right? They're considered small because they don't have anyone of size. So then when you look at them, when you stretch them out against the other 13 teams in the league, yeah, they're the smallest team in the league. But their guards, their wing guys, they're not small guards. They've got a little bit of size there, and they've got the ability to stretch the court with Isaiah Joe shooting from everywhere on the floor. Mason Jones gets hot, and then he can do whatever he wants. And then you've got Witt, who's got that 15-footer, but they beat you with their speed. That's how they're able to get around size. When people say that they can't compete against the size, I disagree. I will, like I've said all year, size is a problem. Size is an issue when you're unable to, when you're getting out rebounded 15, 20 plus, that's a damn big problem. It's hard to overcome that. That is where the size is an issue. But Arkansas has been able to get around their bigs with their speed. It's been pretty, it's been magical to watch this year for them to overcome that. Let me get you that link. I know you guys are asking for it. And then that'll be it. I'm gonna unload groceries and crash because I'm on that second wind, but I can feel it coming. Once it's down, I'm out. I'm going to hit the hay pretty hard tonight. Here you go. Here's the Discord link. Bada bing, bada boom. There you go. Desi is the only is the only midget. He is. That's true. I got you guys. There's the Discord link. Without Joe, we don't have the 2 to 4 minute droughts. I hate talking about him because he's a good player, but it's a team sport and that helps the team. Alex, I know you have kind of become the anti-Joe in our chat and in our Discord. I get it. You don't like what he does with taking all those 3-point shots, but you have to look at it also what he presents to the defending team. To defend him is an issue, and it's a distraction like Witt was there for a while, right? And he still is. When you've got to key in on these shooters that Arkansas has, it's that much more problematic, right? I look at it. You remember in Isaac Bruce, by the way, my favorite receiver of all time in the NFL, of course, because I was a St. Louis Ram fan. I go back, and I know it's a different sport, but just to kind of compare the two, one of the things that made them so great was because of all the options they had at wide receiver those years. Isaac Bruce, Torrey Holt, Ricky Prohl. They had Marshall Faulk. They could dump the ball off to out of the backfield. When you have that many guys that could shoot like ours does, it creates a problem. Even if he goes cold, it still forces them to shift on defense to have to deal with Isaiah Joe. And like I said, he's been hurt. I think it's been a combination of him being hurt and something going on in his head. I think if he overcomes that, he's going to – I don't know that he'll ever get back to what he did a year ago. He won't. You don't have someone down low to help take that pressure off. It's a lot harder for him to set up his own shot. All the shots are contested. It's going to be problematic. But that frees up Witt. That frees up Mason Jones. That frees up somebody else to maybe get a shot at getting some points. But I get you. He's been cold this year. And hopefully he comes out of it. And I agree he needs some time on the bench. I think you and I are on the same page with that. You're right, Ty. If it's foul after foul, we lose. But if the fast break don't work, then we don't win. The biggest game was Indiana, and they were big. But we had Joe, Auburn. Auburn is the size of Indiana. Yeah, and I have heard people compare Auburn a lot to Indiana with a little bit more talent. Super male vitality is the shit. It's not the size of the players, but it's how you use them. I agree, Scott. Very, very good stuff. And Alex in all caps. All right, Ty, see you Monday. Great show, Ty. From Arizona, Tim, thank you. I don't know. There's how many Alexes are in our chat? Wait a minute. I just realized that. I think I've been confusing you for the same Alex. I'm sorry. I don't want to be, though. Okay, this is Alex Strecker. My bad. He's a distraction. I know I'm not saying he's all bad. And I'm not saying that you are. But some things outweigh the others with Joe. The first half, he was on fire, and I think him being hurt affects him. Yeah, it's just you know, if you decide to have a tight leash on him, how does that affect his game then, right? I mean, there is some truth to let your shooters shoot. There is some truth to that. But again, he's a distraction. And I know you're not hating on him. You criticize him at every turn, though, Alex. So you're going to become that guy. You're either going to be all caps, who was it, Alex Henderson, all caps Alex, or you're going to be anti-Joe Alex. I'm about the 7 rotation. Auburn is more talented. Yeah, Auburn is more talented than Indiana. I agree, 100%. All right, that's going to do it. I'm going to deal with this tonight with the kids, get them to bed, and I'm going to go to bed, probably watch some Pawn Stars and go to sleep. Either Pawn Stars or maybe a little Rick and Morty or something. Go to sleep. And then I'll see you guys. I'll have to record. Jacob, Porter, and myself will record the Hog Talk podcast Sunday, and then Monday we'll be here live, and I'll see you guys then. I appreciate you. And go Hogs. Big win tonight. Holy cow. Wow, what a win. Living the dream. I still hate this chair. It's so damn squeaky. You guys be good. Woo pig.